Hi guys, it's Matt here from MCS-books, and today I'm here to do a kind of wrap-up video. I don't really know what this video is going to be, but I thought I would ask the question that perhaps has not been on any of your minds, but it has been on mine, kind of, and that is what happened to Femmeuary. So, for me, reading-wise, since I last updated you on my reading, which I think was the mid-month catch-up, since then, I didn't actually do any reading. In the past few days, I have read kind of 2 books, but in those last 2 weeks, I guess, of February, I didn't read. And I do have fair reasons, I think, for not getting any reading done. A lot happened in those last 2 weeks personally, and then of course last week Deborah was here and I took the time to be with him as opposed to be in a book. Even though he is a reader, and actually we do sometimes spend an hour or so together just reading and not really talking, which is nice. However, it was a short time, and of course I was stressed. He has exams coming up, so we're kind of not reading. So yeah, what do I say? What happened to Femmeuary? I mean, so the idea and the concept of Femmeuary kept going. At least I continued making Femmeuary content. It's just my reading lagged behind, and I think I didn't actually watch any films at all. Actually, that's a lie. No, was that in February or was that March? Oh, I can't tell. I can't remember which day February ended and which day March began. But anyway, the film that I did watch had nothing to do with Femmeuary. It was Australia by Baz Luhrmann, and I watched that with Deborah, and I cried, of course, because I'm a weakling in movies. And again, I don't know why I'm going off topic here. What do I want to say? So despite the reading, in the past few days actually, I was like, you know what? Scrap this all. I'm just going to enjoy reading again. I want to read. So I sat down and I read Assassin's Apprentice. And I pretty much read the entirety in a day, and it was fun. It was exactly what I needed. It was enjoyable. The ending was a little bit rushed, I felt, but I'm glad it's a part of a trilogy, so I'm going to be getting more. If it was just that, I probably would have rated it a little lower. I gave it 4 stars. It was interesting. There was a really sad part, which Deborah got lots of messages about, and I was upset. It was just a nice, pleasant, enjoyable fantasy read, which is sometimes just what I need. So I would recommend it. I'm excited to read the rest of Robin's works once I get a hold of them. And then I finished, but kind of didn't finish, this one, Surrealism and Women. I didn't read it in its entirety. I just ended up picking and choosing which parts of it I did read, because actually this isn't what I expected it to be. I'm interested in Surrealism, but this was a lot more from an art history perspective, and it was looking at feminism and women within the Surrealist movement. But I don't know, it was a very strange and uncomfortable lens that they were looking at these female artists, and I couldn't quite get a hold of what the editors wanted to say from putting all of these separate essays together. And it was kind of strange, because it wasn't very much promoting feminism and promoting these women as feminist figures within the movement. They often talked a lot about how the women actually ended up not wanting to be a part of Surrealism. It kind of focused a lot more on individual women and then at their work, and sort of analysed their work, and then scarcely kind of talked about the context behind it, which I kind of wanted less about the work that they produced and more about the figures and their actions and the context and everything. So I was disappointed. It was just a bit of a mess. So there's 2 female editors and 1 male editor, and they all wrote an introduction each, and the male editor seemed a lot more angry than the female editor did. So there was a really strange tone in this book, and I probably wouldn't suggest it to many people. So, yeah, 2 stars. The only reason actually I gave it 2 stars was because it has Giselle Prassinos's works in. Some of her like flash fiction short stories, which were really enjoyable, and they were works that I wanted to read and couldn't access anywhere else except for in this book. So that was one redeeming factor. But yeah, so I was disappointed by this. What else do I want to say about this month? I think, well, I haven't really learned anything from Femmeuary. So basically, all I was doing this month was just promoting with female voices, which is fine, but it's not something that can be limited to just 1 month. It's like something that's going to be practiced, or should be practiced, like always. And of course, it's something that I will practice always. So it's not really changed much, I guess. Like, I did read like a male author during Femmeuary, which is fine again, because, you know, feminism is about equality. I'm not gonna now just cancel out all male authors, because that's not the concept of feminism. It was a strange experience for me. It was an enjoyable experience, and I probably won't participate in it next year if Lauren does it next year. However, it will be something that will crop up throughout the rest of the time that I'm creating content on here. It will just fuel discussions and everything. Engaging more with female booktubers was something that I did, which was really great and really fun, and that's not gonna end. I only did 1 bad book, good movie video. I need to make more, and I already have ideas of bad books which would be good if they were directed by female directors, so that's something that is going to keep going. I wish I had made them during this month, but again, they actually require a little bit more work in, so I wasn't really in the place to create them this month. What else? I guess that's about it. That was my Femmeuary. So what happened? Nothing really. It kind of fizzled out because it's not something that can be contained within a month, perhaps. But also just because life got in the way, which happens and is perfectly normal. So, I mean, all the books that I hauled, my TBR for Femmeuary, which I didn't complete, and the books, my library books, are like all kind of feminist texts, so they're going to be read soon anyway. And I'll update you when I get to them eventually, if I get to them. I don't know what to read next, actually. I think I might read Hot Milk next, because I think that will be a nice read to like kind of keep going. And then I want to read A Thrice-Told Tale, actually, because I'm writing my essay at the moment in which I'm going to use that, and then I will probably read the Anthology of Female Explorers, because I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be fun and interesting. So they're probably the next 3 books that I will read. It could change, who knows. What else do I want to say? Not much, really. I think one thing which was perhaps a little bit of a letdown with Femmeuary was kind of the concept behind it, which is supporting women, either who create books or who create films or who create music, and like just enjoying it and kind of exposing these voices, I guess, to YouTube and booktube in particular. That concept is great and should be practiced, not just in Femmeuary. However, there was a very strange kind of oppositional force that was going against that, in which the content creators on booktube, whilst kind of emphasizing and supporting these female voices in literature and film and everything, didn't really seem to be supporting or exposing or emphasizing other female content creators who were doing the same things. If you understand what I mean, it was very much an individualist experience, which I found very actually strange and a little bit disheartening, because it kind of went against the concept, or there were kind of like 2 sort of clashing concepts behind it. And you know, I'm not saying that I didn't do this, because I think in hindsight I probably did. Like, my Femmeuary engagements was me trying to kind of emphasize and engage with these female content creators on BookTube, and to kind of get their voices heard, and then to kind of like keep the discussion going. But then perhaps I could have been better at actually engaging in the comment section of other Femmeuary creators' videos, which I don't think I did so much of. In fact, it wasn't until the other day that I actually typed in Femmeuary onto YouTube and saw how many videos had been made, albeit the majority of them were just TBR videos, and then kind of, you had to go through a lot to find more. And again, there was a very distinct lack of engagement on these videos. When I sort of clicked into them, very few had comments from other people who were participating. So it was this kind of like community-based idea that ended up very much individualistic, and I wonder if that is just the nature of BookTube, which I don't think it is, yet it kind of is in the same way. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Perhaps I can give it more thought and make a discussion video, only if you're interested. You all might think it's absolute bollocks and tell me to shut up, so who knows. These are just some thoughts about perhaps what happened for Femmeuary and why it fizzled out for me, not only in the reading respect, but also in the sort of engagement respect. Just reflections, I guess. So this was like a super rambly video, and I'm sorry for that, and I hope you found something interesting in there. Hopefully my next video will be less rambly. It'll be a little bit more jolly, less pessimistic and reflective. You can always give me a thumbs up. I won't judge you if you don't, because I don't really know what you're going to get from this video. You can subscribe to me if you haven't already, and I always love reading your comments. So I shall see you next time for another video. Yeah. Bye bye.